have liked, yet I have enjoyed absolutely 0.0% of it. So
I go live and people stop talking. I don't know what the thing.
I was just listening to Dave Bob.
Ryan's over there waving the flag of surrender.
Yeah, Ryan's waving, you know. Yeah.
I'm just dead inside.
I just do not see how RMB likes this.
Well, everyone has their own opinion.
We're gonna talk about that in just 1 second. And he's still waving, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there we go.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes, we did a short
for me to wave.
we did a cold open and a short intro, and we're gonna get going this morning because you guys don't need to see another 6-minute Star Trek opening from Loki, for God's sakes. Thank you so very much, everyone who has sent messages and commented on the dedication video. That was so nice of you guys. I loved getting to work on that. I'm going to do some more Star Trek content. I have heard everybody has screamed loudly and said, Loki, more Star Trek videos like that. And I have heard you, and I'm going to do my best to skirt the laws of CBS, which like to strike down content creators that love Trek and make beautiful Trek videos. I will do my very best to try and get you guys some more content without angering Paramount and CBS to the point that they strike my channel and I'm off the air for a week.
Yeah.
So, but good morning, everybody, and welcome to our review of episode 2, Disengage, the darkness of Star Trek, Picard season 2, STP, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It sounds like a band, except we don't have the drummer from Scott Pilgrim on here anymore because she ate a buffet of batteries, ladies and gentlemen. She stained her mouth with acid from eating a buffet of batteries and smartphones, and she is no longer in the show. I wonder why. I don't even remember that nasty bitch's name, but thank God they got rid of her. But we're still stuck with Raffi, and that's bad enough.
That captain needs to go in an airlock too. That's besides the point.
Girardi, was that her name? Ugh.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I didn't like her. Scott Pilgrim's drummer is gone, thank God, because I couldn't take. I mean, we're taking enough as it is, dealing with. But baby, mama needs another hit.
Oh,
mama needs more crack.
Yep. Just a little hit.
Just a little hit.
Completely unnecessary subplot. Now, not every show needs a subplot. Just focus on the main plot.
Especially not one that's screwed up.
Sorry. I just can't.
But yes, good morning. At least it's not as so far. It's not as bad. We've got Captain Styles. At least that's what I call him, because every time he opens his mouth, I hear, Kirk, if you do this, you'll never sit in the captain's chair again. I'm like, what a prick. This guy is such a prick. I'm going to enjoy breaking the Enterprise's speed records tomorrow. You're talking to the chief engineer of the original Enterprise. I'm up my own ass with my little baton. I'm ready to lead the Starfleet band, y'all. I've got my little baton, and I'm going to be putting it up in the air.
Loki, I will say this, though. They do have Captain Styles on point. You know how I know this? My brother's father was a Styles, and he was an absolute useless prick. So they are on point.
And good morning, everybody. I want to say a quick good morning to everybody because I love seeing each and every one of you here. Daisy Girl Williams, good morning. Mark the Infinitely Tired, our Mad Wrench. He's angry, y'all. He's an angry wrench. Good morning, Mark. Lord Thoth, what is up, my friend? The Riding Crop Captain. Yes. Yeah, the Riding Crop Captain. Project Cambrian, what is up? Good morning. Psychodwarf 9. How are you doing, my friend? No, I didn't yell this morning, so I got to watch my blood pressure. But we'll be back on 7 Kinds of Mischief with Dega Outlaw on Thursdays. Sure, you'll hear me yell then along with the intro and all the good stuff. So good morning, Gary Banja Sandwich Worthington. Good morning, Project Cambrian. Dave G Sound. What is up, Dave G Sound, guys? Good morning. Snorri Poops Cuber, who's my favorite polar bear on YouTube. Good morning, Gun Bunny. What is up, Gun Bunny? Good morning. How are you doing? So good to see you. Brandon Looney Tunes 2000. You are the man, brother. You're the man. Good morning. The Mad Doctor of Disaster and Destruction, Adega Outlaw, is here this morning. Good morning. Michael Gonzalez, what is up? How are you doing? Rambling Canucks in chat. Rambling Canucks here. Why is there? We've got 2 Rambling Canucks. Man, it's wrong, man. Something's weird, man. I'm seeing. Oh, I had a Rappy flashback there for just. Sorry. Good morning, everybody. Chris Persia, the Wrench of Wrenches, is here. Good morning, Chris. Follow me's minion. Follow me. What is up?
Follow me.
She's in Washington State. Good morning, Apollo. It's 10 degrees. Screw that. I'd be like, nope. Man Squatch. What is up, Man Squatch? Good morning, everybody. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. Oh, and there's Arwen Avalon. There's 2 of them, man. There's one down there and one up here, man. The forks are
destructive. There was 2 of me.
The forks are multiplying, man. So, okay. So just to let Arwen know, to let everybody know, I've been working on something. I've been working on the story for like 3 years now. I may try and get it published. I don't know if I can ever finish it. Character developments have been a bitch, but there is a race of avians in this story, and this is before I even met Arwen. But I've changed something. So the first time you see these things, it's an owl. So it's an owl that's like a person. They can talk, and there's other ones, right? But the first time you see the owls are like the librarians. So the owls keep all the information. He's going to shut a drawer real quick, and it's full of forks. This fucking guy is like a klepto and steals people's forks.
Oh,
so I've added that just because of Arwen.
Thank you. I love it.
So enough about me. Let me welcome the panel. Of course, we have the amazing lady Arwen Avalon here this morning with us. Good morning, Lady Arwen.
Y'all. Good morning. I'm so happy to be here, but my thoughts are all over the place this morning with the show. But it's great to see us. But thank you for having me. And hey, everyone in chat. Hey, good morning, y'all.
The CIA division of YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. He has records on everyone. The talented Ryan Roger Ape. Good morning, Ryan. How are you doing? Well, it's afternoon there.
Yes, it is. It is early afternoon. Thank you for having me on, Loki. I hope you and everyone on this panel is doing well. Speaking of records, Loki, I recently found out 24's first name. His second name was a blooper fest, so I couldn't pronounce it. But it's always nice to get to know fellow creators, and we're going to be going through episode 2 of Star Trek Picard. A very inconsistent episode, just like the last one. Plenty of okay moments, plenty of we don't need these things moments, and a little bit in between. So hopefully we'll have a good talk.
Indeed. Indeed, of course. The man, the myth, the legend. He howls at the moon, ladies and gentlemen, and crows when the sun comes up. The Rooster Day, Bob. Good morning, brother. How are you doing?
Good morning, folks. I'm going to have to just be like a Pooh character here. Eeyore. I don't like it.
Well, you're not the only one, so don't feel bad. I threw you into the mix. So I had a conversation with Clobberin Wednesday night, and he felt like, him and D were the only ones that didn't like it. And I said, no, Dave Bob's in there with you. I don't think he liked it either. 24/7 Fusion the Media, ladies and gentlemen. He is a explosion on the YouTube scene. He explodes shit. He blows shit up. Blow that shit up. What is going on, brother? How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm just happy to be here, man. It's you guys started off my Friday very well, man. I'm blessed, man, and I'm thankful, and I appreciate everybody here in Valhalla and throughout our corner of the fandom, man. Every last one of y'all are awesome, and I love y'all, and man, you guys just don't even understand, how I feel about you.
Are you still there?
They cut him off as we were being complimented. That's the worst time to go. You should cut him off when he's criticizing us. My goodness, I gotta phone up the monitoring division to let them know.
I feel like y'all don't do anything, and then poof, he's gone. Holy shit! What does he get to say? Oh, there you are. You're back. You were mid compliment.
I was sitting here listening to y'all, man. I just was like, hell, I didn't even know what was going on at the moment, but I seen a little swirly happening. But I was just saying that I appreciate everybody, man. I love y'all, man, and I'm just ready to talk about this Picard, man, and have a good Friday.
Rambling Canuck, the only man on the planet Earth that likes season 1 of Picard.
Yes. Well, there was parts I hated, but we'll get into that another day. Yeah. Oh, and now that I'm thinking about it, Loki, what you need to do is you also need to add a parrot into your little story, and it's got to say my sausage is global, and that's the only words it knows. I'm just saying.
God, shut up, rambling.
Anyway, on to Picard.
So last week, it was really strange because I saw a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of back and forth between a lot of people, and I knew a couple days before that it was going to be. I put out a Rohirrim tweet, so it begins. Da, 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 da. Because I knew, okay, gear up, lock and load.
Yeah.
There's going to be people that like it. There's going to be people that don't. I'd already heard a couple of things that were in the pipe about it. So I knew it was going to be controversial, and boy, was it. There's some people that feel like, they're the only ones who didn't like it, but I think it's more than that. There are people who don't like it. People like it, but some really good points were made this morning, and I want to start out with that. One of the things that happened back in DS9 was during the Dominion War, shit got dark in Star Trek. And this is something that Louise Sparrow brought up at one point. Hail Louise, I know she's not here because she's like, I don't want to listen to anything concerning Star Trek Picard.
Yeah.
And I don't blame her. I don't blame anybody that's like, nope, don't want to watch it, don't want to hear about it, don't want to discuss it. That's fine. I completely respect that. I understand that. Hell, one of the mods here does not want, it just doesn't care. It's tapped out. Star Trek, there's no respect, there's no love, there's no care. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to talk about it. And that's fine. I have absolutely no problem with that. I understand that there was some dark shit, millions dead.
Billions.
Yeah. I mean, Starfleet was getting its absolute ass kicked. Starfleet almost got wiped out by the Dominion. The Dominion were a bigger threat than the Borg ever were, which is sad because the Borg were supposed to be this ultimate endgame level enemy that nobody could stand up to. And it wasn't, they're not who almost took out, the Federation. It was the Dominion.
1 cube a year.
1 cube a year. Yeah. God help me. So why did it get so dark? Everybody had to come together, but it wasn't that dark, Loki, but it was because the Klingons, the Federation, the Romulans, it goes all the way back to the treaty, the original Klingon Federation treaty when the Organians got involved. they told Kirk and Spock and Captain what was his name? The guy who liked Jadzia Core, that one day you're gonna face an enemy and you're all gonna have to come together and fight together and unite. And that's exactly what happened. And I love that. I love that because it goes back to TOS and it goes back to that warning that one day something bigger is going to show up and you're going to have to unite and fight it together if you have any hope of survival.
Mm-hmm.
And Shinatsky, I agree. Voyager turned the Borg into a joke.
Yep.
And Starfleet did some dirty shit. Look at what Cisco did. Cisco united.
I can live with that. I can live with that.
I can live with that. He joined up with a former Obsidian Order spy to assassinate a Romulan representative to trick the Romulans into joining the war against the Dominion. And that's the only reason why the Federation is still around. They did some dirty shit. And that's why some people don't like DS9. It got too dark. It's not Star Trek. It's not Explore Strange New Worlds. But I love DS9. I love DS9 for what it did. It brought a lot of people together. Go ahead, Arwen. Shoot.
DS9 is my favorite. It is my favorite Star Trek. Okay. And yes, it did get dark. I agree. And, seeing throughout the history how things have progressed, that's fine. I don't have a problem with shit getting dark. But the problem is there was always some underlying uniting factor. You could see them fighting for something greater. You could see a reason, like Cisco, you could see a reason for why he did what he did. I'm not seeing this in Picard. I'm seeing a fractured world. I'm seeing everybody out for their own ideals, not the ideals of Star Trek, or the Federation, not the ideas for something greater. They're all out. They all have their own idea of how something should be. And they are all pushing that individual, quote unquote, my truth goal. That is the problem I have. And when I say I see it, that it's dark, one, besides the lighting, it is Blade Runner. Let's face it. Shit, I will spend $100 and I will ship y'all some damn little box lights that you can shine on the people if that's what it takes.
And the lens flare. Don't forget about the lens flare.
But it's just overall, it has a completely different feel. A completely different feel. I don't see any of that. Okay, yes, we have suffered some bad things. We are in a bad time. But you know what? We have these ideals. I may not like you and you may not like me, but we are Starfleet officers. Let's try and find some common ground. There's going to be fights. There's going to be disagreements. There's going to be people showing their ass. Fair enough. But I don't see any connections between any of these officers, between anyone who was in Starfleet. It's like almost like they're all out to do their own thing, regardless of any prime directive, regardless of any greater ideas. And I just have a problem with that. That to me is not Star Trek.
And also, what type of organization like Starfleet is so deadgum? Their security on information and everything is so bad, where some low-level organization has a psych profile on a captain of a starship and knows exactly what he's going to do. I mean,
they're more plugged in than Starfleet is. But
how do you know that the information? And I'm sure it is. I'm sure we're going to get more information about this. Now he had to grow up on the run, and he grew up in a troubled on the street lifetime. And he's going to blame Picard. I blame you, Daddy. I blame you for everything. When Picard didn't even know he fucking existed. And if they pull that shit, that's gonna be an. If they pull that where he's like, you were never there for me, and blah, I didn't know you existed. That's because you're too old, you old fucker. Well, I'm just gonna be like, fuck this shit. I'm out. I don't have to keep watching it.
It's so inconsistent. This episode, and just like with the first episode, that's probably why some people are saying they enjoy it, while others are saying that they don't enjoy it, because both these episodes, there have been okay moments in both. I always like the ship scenes, especially when when there's fighting going on in space. That's why I liked it right
Yeah.
at the end. But there were tons of moments in this episode that I did not really like, especially all the Raffi scenes. Of course, it was nice seeing Worf cut off a Ferengi's head, despite the fact that he's a pacifist.
Well, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. So before we get to that, let me. Where the hell are the? Oh, there they are. Okay. Spoilers.
I do that when I do a review, folks.
Good job.
Spoilers. We're getting into spoiler territory. Okay. Let's break this down. The emissary did nothing wrong. That's right. Shellback TJC.
Damn straight.
He just poisoned an entire planet of people to get revenge on one guy.
Yeah, no biggie. It's just
No biggie. Was he a man? No. Was he a changeling infiltrator? No. Oh my God, it's like the best episode. Enjoyed
Hashtag I
half the-
stand beside Cisco.
Okay, so let's start off in the beginning. Picard, Riker, and Jack Crusher are on board. Whatever the hell that ship was, whatever the hell it was, the Helios, the Helios,
the Frisbee.
And obviously nose to nose with the Sparrow or whatever the fuck that bitch called it. The Shrike. It's a Shrike. It's a human bird. It's a human Earth bird. Okay, bitch. That and Roppy are my two biggest problems here. So you've got they're breathing down the neck. They want Jack. They figure that out. Picard and Riker put up a transporter block field to stop him from beaming him out. They're able to hold off them trying to get on the ship. Riker throws like a plasma grenade, and everything looks bleak until the Titan warps in and cuts off the tractor beam that's going to rip the ship apart and gets them off the ship. But I was surprised they didn't forget about the transport inhibitors. They took care of everything. There were no loose ends. There was no, well, how did you do that? Stupid writing that we've seen in STD, in Strange New Worlds, things that were like, come on, how hard is it to take care of this one little problem before you end that scene completely and just forget about it? And that was a constant issue with these other shows, was they would put up a roadblock, but they never have the crew or anyone take down that roadblock. They just forget about it. We want you to forget about it and move past it. Don't worry about it. We put this roadblock up, but
we fixed it off screen.
We fixed it off screen. We'll hang a lantern. That's what those fuckers call it.
We took a left turn at Albuquerque.
No one seems to mention Jack Crusher was the name of Beverly's first husband. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Jack Crusher. Yep. That's Wesley's dad. Shut up, Wesley.
Oh God, Wesley has a brother.
Wesley has a brother. Who's like, it's look like I got all the coolness in the family, Wesley.
Yeah.
You got all the shit. That's right. You got all the annoying, but Mom, and I'm like, Mom, I'm a player like my father.
It's like that movie Twins, where all the genetic garbage went into Wesley, and all the cool stuff went into Jack Crusher. Wesley's the genetic garbage, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, Beverly Shinatsky, Beverly telling Jack Crusher, "You're an only child."
Yeah.
Oh, Lord,
your brother was adopted. You know,
your brother was adopted. Did R&B watch the same crap I did in episode 1 and 2? This is still dark, Jury, and our
100%.
Okay, we're gonna get to
100%. Oh, yep, 100%.
We're gonna get to that. So here's the problem. After the stuff with Picard and Riker, we go back to Raffi. And I want to go around the panel real quick and hear from everybody, because we haven't really heard from 24 yet. The Raffi scenes. Arwen.
Okay, this episode was 2 shows, and half of it I could have done without. I wouldn't have cared. And with the exception of the Ferengi scene, Sneed, which every time I hear that name now, I think of Captain Hook's first mate was named Sneed.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, if he's got anything pirate on him, I'm gonna lose my shit. But he didn't, so there we go. But yeah, I cannot relate to that character. I just don't care about her. I don't care. And again, she's, no matter what her handler says, no matter what, Starfleet says, she's like, I'm going to do this on my own. Like it's her mission in life. It's like it's her mantle alone. And because I cannot bond with this character, I don't really care what happens to her, y'all. All the scenes with her in it, with that one exception, which was badass, and I'm like, yes, bring it on. I just don't care. I just do not care. And they could have cut all of her scenes, and I would have been happier.
When you're rooting for somebody to die,
it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
All Worf needed to do is move that blade a little bit more to the left.
Just a touch.
All right.
Just a touch. But
Before we move on to Ryan, Snorted Boobus Cuber says, your brother ran off with some interdimensional groomer and hasn't been heard from since.
The first day, them. Anyway.
Ryan, Raffi.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait for Lore to kill Raffi. Huh? That'd be a good idea. Yeah, and Captain Sprite or whatever you called him.
Thank you, Justin.
No, but her scenes are completely unnecessary. Not every show needs a B plot, although that is traditional when it comes to episodic television. I'm of the view that they should have kept squarely with the A plot, put a bit more detail in it, put a bit more flesh onto the bone, and maybe have a 5 or 10 minute scene of the Titan going up against the what was it called, the Shite or whatever
Shrike.
the
Shrike.
Right. Against that ship and make it a bit entertaining, because we all know, folks, that a ship-to-ship battle can hold up a show. Just look at Star Trek Nemesis.
Yeah, that did it. The Riker maneuver. Anyway.
No, that was
correction. Yeah.
No, the Nemesis moment was when she showed up, and that was the "Hi, Christopher" moment when she first showed up. On that was the
JJ. That was the 2009 reboot JJ. Hi, Christopher. I'm Nero.
That's exactly
Hello,
what it was.
John Luke. I'm your auntie. I'm Auntie Shrike.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yes.
I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna smoke my cigar because smoking's always been a thing.
She was so happy.
It's always been a thing in Star Trek.
God help me. God help me. Okay, Dave Bob, the Raffi shit.
Well, I am well acquainted now with how my frontal cortex brain looks. I roll my eyes so hard I stared at it for quite a while. It's unnecessary, and it's totally you give that much leeway to a lunatic. I mean, basically that's what she is. Just come out and say it. The woman's fucking bug nuts.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
She chose drugs ahead of her kid, for goodness sake.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, hell, she's a waste of oxygen.
Don't be mad, baby. Mama just needs a hit. As soon as Mama gets a hit, Mama give you
I don't really want to see my granddaughter anymore. I just want another hit of this shit.
Let me get that vein popping in my arm. And I'll be right with you, baby. I'll make you some cereal. Just fuck, I'm out. And that's it. Okay, so is that a funny thing to make fun of? In this instance, I'm sorry to say yes, because that's what we got. She's hanging out near out in the fucking desert in California. Yes, there's desert out in California. It's called the Mojave Desert, and She's living in a trailer smoking meth. Was it meth? Was it crack? It was something. Now they've got eye drugs, laser eye drugs, where you're like, oh yeah, I'm splitting in two. I could have done that with a really big guy, but I'm gonna use an eye thing to feel like I'm split in two and being put back together. Whatever. Just take a fucking transport ride if that's what you want to feel. Just get in the transporter. If I wanted my molecules and atoms scattered all over the damn galaxy, I'd have taken a bus. Okay. All right, Bones. All right. 24. What do you think about the Raffi stuff?
You know, I don't know. Ralphie reminds me of like, you know, Black Girl Mad and shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you know, it puts like a hood element that I've seen, you know, that I've actually grown up and seen into the show, and it just makes it seem, it just kind of is fucked up. You know, it's weird that I don't know, and then it's like this, and then the whole drug, you know, addiction thing is like, it's like that Menace. You ever watch Menace to Society?
Without drinking your juice in the hood?
No, I'm talking about the real Menace to Society.
Oh, okay. Yes.
You know, I suck your dick. What?
Oh, yeah. Don't be a menace to South Central without drinking your juice.
No, yeah, but I was talking about the actual Menace to Society.
Yeah. Yes.
The gangster movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just one of those where it's like, I don't know. It's like the portrayal of I don't know, man. It just, to be honest, it's like you know, I couldn't see a person getting that far in Starfleet acting like that, man.
Yeah.
And you know, to be honest, you know what's wrong with this show. I've been trying to put my finger on it, man, and this is what it is with is that this show is surrendered. It's like, it's kind of like it's based off of, you know, it's the main deal of all these shows is it's Star Trek, you know, and it's about, you know, Starfleet and everything else, and it's like the thing that unites everybody to be a part of a, you know, of a starship, you know, in every you know, the TOS and the Next Generation and DS9 and Voyager and all the other shows, is that it's actual, you know, Starfleet Academy that has all these people united. And in this show, Starfleet Academy ain't about shit. Like even the characters, they shit on Starfleet, and that's the thing that united everybody to begin with. So if it wasn't no Starfleet, none of these motherfuckers would be together in any fucking show, in any iteration of this show. So the one thing that unites everybody doesn't mean shit in these new versions of all these shows, and that's the shit that's fucked up, man. That's really what it is, man. It's like it's like watching a superhero show, and the thing that's supposed to make the superhero super is, you know, doesn't mean shit.
Right. Thank you.
And then you're sitting there and you're watching it, and yeah, you know, you got powers, you can do this and that, but the factor of what makes you a superhero doesn't amount to shit. And it's like, and that's what it is with this Star Trek. It's like this Star Trek, we're watching it, but Starfleet doesn't mean shit. And that's the thing that united everybody to be there in the first place. And I'm like, man, fuck that, man. So that's what's wrong with it. And that's what's wrong with all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do
it's
we
like,
have
we're all united. You know, we can go on these missions, but the thing that brings us all together isn't about shit, which is Starfleet, and that's the reason they're all there to begin with. So that's what's wrong with this shit.
24 is angry, ladies and gentlemen. And I do not blame him.
I mean, to be real, if this was TOS, like real Star Trek, Ralphie would have never made it, and she probably would have been a regular ass fucking soldier or whatever. And I think once she would have fucked up once or twice or a couple times, and there was no point of rehabilitating her and giving her all these fucking chances, she would have been gone. So she wouldn't even made it this far in fucking Starfleet or lasted this long if it was real Starfleet, man.
You got to remember, in TOS, these people, the people that went out in Starfleet, these were the best of the best.
Yes.
It wasn't just Kirk. Kirk was the best of the best of the best. Okay. To be a captain, you had to go beyond being the best of the best. That you had to have something special to be the captain of Starship. Everyone else that was on those ships, though, They were the best of humanity. These were the most highly trained, decorated people in the galaxy. These were the very best of each race, of the Vulcans, the cream of the crop, of the Andorians, the Tellarites. These were the best they had to offer. The best they had went to Starfleet to become somebody, and the best of them became ship captains.
To take on the best of the Romulans and the best of the Klingons.
That's right, and that's just not the way it is anymore. Anybody can be there, and you can get kicked out, and you can be an addict, and you can go back to being a commander because they're going to take you back anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I want to throw something in there with really
the Shrike.
Yes, I'm wondering too if that's not a sign of our times, because there used to be a time and an age where, when we were little or even as adults, it was okay to, look to things that were greater than you. It was okay to want to achieve things no matter what it was. It was okay to want to excel. Now it's participation trophy.
This is the partition.
It is. Yeah,
this is the really age of the participation medal. Everybody gets the medal.
And now it's almost like, particularly with younger people, there is this culture that the more fucked up you are, the more special you are. The more problems you have, the more victimized you are, the more you're coddled, the more you're, oh yes, you are special, you are this. It's like 24 was saying with superheroes. Superheroes used to be something to aspire to look towards, to better yourself. That is degrading in our day and age, and we're seeing it in our entertainment, and God forbid it is even affecting Star Trek. So I'm wondering if there is this underlying ideology that's seeping in to this. Even Star Trek is affected.
It's called social justice under the victimhood hierarchy. The more of a victim you are, the higher in the hierarchy you are. If you're strong, if you're smart, if you're courageous, then you're at the bottom of that hierarchy, and you deserve to be trash on the street, like so many veterans are across the Western world.
Let me answer this real quick. Showback TJC says the best of the best, and explain Barclay. Barclay was the most intelligent person on the Enterprise D. He was smarter than every single member of the crew. He was just so socially awkward that he had social anxiety and social issues, and was a hypochondriac.
Yeah.
So he had multiple issues, but he was the smartest person on the crew. That's why Geordi kind of worked with him, and why Picard worked with him, even though Geordi didn't want to at first. He's like, he's always late and this, and they had to look at his profile and figure all this out, and talk to oh my God, why can't I think of the bitch's name? Counselor Troy.
Deanna.
And even Counselor Troy had her limits when it was like, you have come to the garden of eternal pleasure. And she's like, bitch, put her sock in it.
Yeah.
And he was an anomaly, but at least he was an interesting anomaly. He wasn't Rafi. Mommy, give me my drugs. Yeah. He was interesting. It made you want to root. That's the difference, y'all. We wanted to root for Barclay.
Yeah. Yes.
We saw what he could be. Rafi, we don't give two shits about. It's just like, go get your drugs, mama, go away. But we wanted Barclay to succeed. That is the whole difference of the culture and the feel of these characters.
That's why I want Law to kill her.
Canuck, Rafi, your thoughts
is to me. Well, see, and I do disagree. Rafi would have made the original Starfleet in TOS. Rafi would have made the original Starfleet. She would have been handed a red shirt, but she would have made the original Starfleet. She would have been given a red shirt, but oh well.
She's not at peak physical condition, and that's something Kirk says about all of his security guys.
All been given a red shirt and told
these men are at their
holes up
peak.
on the top of the hill, and we'll talk to you later.
And he has to keep them at the peak physical condition and mental condition.
But the Rafi storyline to me should have died in season 1. Rafi should have gone away in season 1. To me, I think Rafi, I will be happy with the Rafi storyline if the only reason that she is in season 3 is to take a bullet
from Law.
Oh Anybody. I don't care. The only reason Raffi is there is to take a bullet so that one of the main crew or one of the main quote unquote crew dies in the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the only reason she's brought in, then fine, I'll be happy with it and it'll be fine. Is if she takes a bullet by the end of the season. Because otherwise it's a pointless freaking side plot like 3 of the ones in season 1. But anyway, and all of season 2. But to me, Raffi, I will be okay with it, and I'll let it go as long as she takes a bullet by the end of the season. Because to me, that's the only reason I could think of having her there is they need somebody that is on the original crew that the fans are supposed to give a shit about that dies unexpectedly or untimely, and then they can have the funeral and the whole freaking 9 yards and Picard say a moving speech and we can move on. But to me, Raffi, if she's not the token red shirt of the season, then I don't understand her point in the series. I would also like to point out, because it's right near here, Loki, if you don't mind, the one thing I did pick up on that I didn't mention backstage, they did answer a question this episode. Picard is synthetic.
Yes, they did.
Yes,
they did answer that.
Yes, they did.
They tied that up in a nice little bow real quick. So they've made their bed. They're staying in it. He's synthetic.
And we heard that they just gloss over it and move on. And maybe that's it. I thought that maybe in the first episode, them talking about the adrenaline in him or whatever, that was their way of glossing over it. But no. Apparently Picard's hands shake when he holds a phaser, and Riker's knees shake when he's about to go into combat because they're old.
Unless it's a red herring. Unless, Hi Christopher has their information wrong. But
they said synthetic skin. I assume that he was a burn victim.
Well, kind of. Burned hardware system. But whatever.
Okay, so let's.
Can I say one more thing on the Raffi before we move on?
Yeah.
The problem is with this is she could have been a sympathetic character. She could have been a character who had gotten involved in all this shit and who is looking for her own redemption story. But the problem is that they have taken, a situation that millions of people face. I mean, drug addiction is no joke, and there have been people that have ruined their lives, but who have come out of that and who have rebuilt something even better and more beautiful. That would have been awesome. But I do not see her drive to find out who killed the people and blah, blah, blah. I don't see it as a drive because she is thinking of others and she wants to, find out genuinely what happened and start another life. I see it as just part of her addictive personality, and she becomes as obsessive about this as she is about her drugs.
Yeah.
So there's no redemption. If she was going
to have a redemption arc, it should have been at the end of season 1.
I agree. They could have started that ball rolling, but whatever.
This is all you need to do. And does anybody remember the episode where O'Brien goes undercover with the Orion Syndicate?
Yes.
She started off from the very beginning. She works for Starfleet Intel. She's undercover. She has to do a bunch of stuff. And during her work undercover, she gets hooked on a drug that the Federation cannot just magically poop. You're cured. So she's got withdrawal and she can't get away from that. In the line of duty, not this, mama like to get fucked up. Sorry, baby. And all this other shit that they've done. Right. In the line of duty, she has to do this to keep her cover, and she does it. And because of that, she's got issues, and she retires off to some desert fucking thing. And Picard goes and finds her because he knows he whatever. When she was a kid, she was the daughter of someone he worked with or some shit, and he tried to help her.
Or
and
Loki,
it's that simple.
Or Loki, a really easy way to tie that up. Picard was the one who gave her the order.
Yeah, it's something.
Yeah.
Something.
Okay.
Something that simple.
Yeah.
And you've got a reason why she's a sympathetic character. She's relatable. She did it in the line of duty, and it's always followed her around since. And there's no way they can get rid of the mama wants to take a hit right now feeling. And it's just something she has to live with for the rest of her life. And boom.
There would have been that responsibility towards her as well. There would, like you said, it would have been sympathetic. It would have been like, okay, let's work together to try and solve this. But as it is now, it's like, ugh, I don't care.
And it's what Ruben Christopher Haynes says right here. Rob, he's the surrogate for the writer's room. Yes, this is their self-insert. This is their self-insert into the show. All their internal pain and suffering and sadness, the obsession is about doing things for the greater good. The writers are having their own cathartic.
Yeah. That's why she needs to take a bullet.
Okay, so let's talk about Jack Crusher. Because I know Arwen's running out of time because she's gonna
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good today.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm trying to get your opinion before I thought you were gonna have to take off. Okay.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Let's talk about the annoying Jack Crusher that I kept hearing about. I didn't find him that annoying. He's not Wesley.
No.
David Marcus 2.0.
David Marcus 2.0.
We've already seen it with Kirk.
Yep.
And Carol Marcus. Here we go.
You know,
and I knew last week. But really quick before you go to that Canuck, I knew last week. I think some of us called it immediately as soon as the attitude showed up. One thing I want to address really quickly is for everyone out there that's saying this arrogant little prick cannot be the son of Jean-Luc Picard. Let me remind you all that Jean-Luc Picard took a knife through the heart for picking a fight with 3 Nausicaans.
Yeah.
3 6'8" nasty, evil, predator-looking motherfucking Nausicaans. He picked a fight with them at a bar and fought them by himself. That is the arrogant little prick that Jean-Luc Picard was before he got a knife shoved through his chest.
Yes.
And when Q took him back and was like, hey, Jean-Luc, here is your life. If you hadn't have done that, he was no one.
Yeah. And I would say the Jack Crusher right now, if you go back to that episode that you're talking about where they show us what happened to Picard, it's almost a carbon copy of the person who
he even looks
Picard.
Like him.
Yeah.
He even looks like him.
It's a damn carbon copy because it's the same attitude. It's the same, it's the same. To hell with you. I'm going to do what I want.
Do you remember the kid that played Renee, his nephew? He also came back and played the de-aged version of Picard when they all get turned into little kids.
Yes. Yes.
I wish they would have brought him back because that kid was so great playing both of those characters, his nephew, and he's like, I'm your uncle. And that kid was so great. I wish they would have brought him back, and that's who was playing this character now.
He had his mannerisms down.
Yes.
The thing about Jack, the only problem
he even did the Picard maneuver. The kid even did where he pulled down his uniform.
Yes. It's too on the nose. It's too on the nose. Everything from the looks I could handle. That would make sense. Okay, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Even the attitude, I could be okay with that, except everybody in this show gives no fucks. If it was just him, it would kind of stand out and it would be like, oh, wow, here is, an interesting, arrogant character. They're almost all arrogant in their own way. It's what you call, it's just bad. You get battle weary after a while. But the accent, y'all, come on.
Yeah, no. And Mr. Tickle Trunk, yes, Mr. Tickle Trunk's making that point right now. Yeah. Why does he sound like him? He grew up with Beverly. Why does he sound English? No, I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
And I have no idea where he grew up, and they're never going to explain that. They're never going to explain why he's got the accent. It's just what they did. And Yeah, and he's not English. He's supposed to be French.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, but so is Picard. But you know,
yeah,
You know, I'm Welsh.
not French.
I will say, ladies and gentlemen, no one where I live sounds like me.
I mean, yeah. And I could forgive Picard sounding British. I mean, he did go to the academy, and he's been around aliens. I could forgive that. That's fine. But did Beverly settle in some British colony somewhere where they all had accents?
There is a easy cop out, but I don't think that the writers are that smart or that bright.
Tell them then.
The easy cop out is a clone, which they've done before.
Oh God!
If they did, okay,
I wouldn't.
No,
like
but Picard,
That's the
but
cop-out. That's the
they're not going to
easy
do that.
cop-out.
They're not going to do that because they've already made a point of 20 years ago. They never saw each other after that.
Yeah, I'm just saying that would
he's
be
20 years old, and even Riker's like, okay, Bucker, do the math. He looks just like you, 20 years old. Last time you saw each other, she left and never came back after that. No one knew why. Well, she had a kid and she didn't want you to know about it. Just like someone else. That's David? Yes, that is David. That's Jack. Yes, that is Jack. Put the 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
They pulled a Star Trek 2 is what they did. They pulled a Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't get killed in the middle of the season then.
As long as he doesn't wear a sweater draped over his shoulders, I'm good.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but
God.
that sweater, I just was like, I can't. I know it was the fashion of the day, but the pink sweater, the pastel sweaters draped over the shoulders, I can't go with that, y'all.
I'm getting my sweater on, y'all. My daddy, he's one of the most suave motherfuckers in the galaxy, but me, I like to get that wool cotton all up on him.
No. Ripped t-shirt and jeans, fine, but sweaters draped, nope.
And they better not. They better not in the last episode of Picard have some Klingon warping that grabs Jack and says, "Give me Genesis!"
Yeah, there you go.
Marty! I'm here to kill you, Marty!
They already did kind of do the tip of the hat there at the end of this episode, but we'll get there.
It's Marty.
Okay, villain. Let's go into villain. We're gonna go a little long today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk this villain. One of the most non-threatening. Hey, everybody! My name's Granny Goodness. Hi, Christopher. I'm Nero.
Loki, I can describe the villain as such. Somebody ordered a Klingon off Wish.
Oh my God!
I'm just saying.
God.
It's not
Someone
even a Klingon.
ordered a Klingon ship off Wish too.
Well, Romulan, but yeah.
She reminds me of somebody's aunt that sits around smoking cigarettes all day long.
And knits. I expect to see like 2 knitting needles come up as she's talking to Picard. I kept expecting to see knitting needles come out of nowhere.
Instead of smoking that cigar, I wish she had like a chocolate chip cookie and milk and was dunking it in milk.
Yes,
I'm not kidding.
Spinning,
I would have loved that.
And spinning around and spinning around in the chair. Yeah.
I mean, make her unbalanced. Make her really over the. If you're gonna go for it, go for it.
She needs cats all over the bridge.
Oh my God!
The dogs of war.
Remember Chang in Star Trek 6, how he was spinning around in the chair? Yeah. That's what she needed, to be spinning around in the chair with a glass of milk and cookies
and a cat everywhere
sitting on the top of the chair. Meow.
Yeah,
yes.
All of her minions should have been cats.
I mean, come on. Then I would have lost my shit and I would have been like, I see what they're doing and I love it.
24 cloned himself.
I will say one thing. When she started talking about the Shrike, it doesn't do this, it doesn't do that, it doesn't do this. I was sitting there thinking, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, pretty much.
She was monologuing, and I'm like, okay, y'all, now that she's monologuing, blast her ship.
Yeah.
Now's the perfect time to blast her ship.
Oh yeah, well, when she lowered the shields, I was sitting there thinking, "Fire, mother, just fire!"
Yeah, just fire.
Mark, I did too. I liked her too, but I just think they could have really gone there with her. But I mean, I was kind of like, oh yeah, Chris Tribbles. She's surrounded by Tribble.
Yeah, she's just a Klingon ordered off Wish. It's no big deal.
I love it. I would have loved it. Yeah.
Quiet you. This is Nappy and this is Naughty. And up here we've got, and she just goes into all the names, and you're like, oh my god.
Mute audio option.
They won't stop breeding or peeing on the bridge.
Oh God! Imagine if she had like a grumpy cat-esque type cat perched like right next to her, just staring with that expression, just staring right at the camera. I would have loved
terrifying than the actual villain. What the fuck?
Yes, see, I would have loved it. Oh well.
Judge Judy on the bridge of a starship. Jesus Christ! Fire the triple cannon.
But she was a surprise. I'll give it that. I wasn't expecting her, and that I appreciated.
No, I expected some like toxic male.
Oh, absolutely.
Role model.
Yeah. And that was.
Don't worry, that's to come. That'll be there.
That was Amanda Plummer. Okay, now I do see it. That was Christopher Plummer's daughter. Okay, now I see it. Yeah.
That's why I kept thinking about her spinning around in that chair saying "cry havoc." Okay, it all makes sense now.
Yes. Yeah. I see it now. Thank you, Mark.
So you've angered my pussy. It's angry.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, she was played well. I'll give her that. She was played well, but I just that little more of a
She was still about as intimidating as a wet sack of socks.
Calm down, honey bunch.
well, to me, it just doesn't seem like she's going to be the big bad.
No,
because it's too early. Right? In most shows, your big bad isn't going to show up until right near the end. So you're going to have the fake big bad.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have the real one pulling the strings show up later.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think we've met the big bad yet.
Because we still don't know why exactly she wants
to.
Yeah,
writing out the window. So fuck it.
They did say she was a bounty hunter.
Yes.
So.
But yeah, that's true. Who is she hunting for?
Boba Fett.
Who's her Jabba the Hutt?
I already figured that out. Hold on. Let me get it pulled up. Let me get it pulled up. We do have an answer for that.
Well, I will say the best part of this episode for me were the ship scenes, especially right at the end where they were fighting.
Okay, here we go. See that picture down in the bottom of the tent? There we go. Thank you, Monkey Judas. That's yeah.
Oh dear.
That's the Hut. Pizza the Hut. Well, if it isn't Lone Side, his sidekick. Puke. That's Barb, Puke, whatever. Where's my money?
In my view, all the scenes where Raffi was in could have been replaced with ship versus ship combat.
Oh, yeah.
And then this episode would have been an okay episode.
Let's be real, Ryan. The whole Raffi thing could have been replaced with shots of the warp nacelles, and the show would have been better. I'm just saying.
I've always liked
Jarbo the Hut. Yes, Jarbo.
Yeah, Mark, I commented on that earlier that she has more intelligence on Starfleet, down to their psych profiles. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's not the first time we've seen that.
Yeah, but with a low-level bounty hunter, come on.
That has a ship more powerful than one of the most modern, technologically advanced Starfleet ships.
It's like a scimitar plus 20 years.
It does give a scimitar vibe.
Now, here's something, though. I want to... So, Captain Styles, Captain whatever the fuck his name is, I'm going to call him Captain Styles because, sorry, that's who he reminds me of, says we are an exploratory vessel, not a combat vessel.
What?
So apparently, what is this? 20-something years after Nemesis?
Yeah,
Sovereign class.
The
Sovereign class still hits harder than this new Titan. That doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't have quantum torpedoes, at least not that we've seen yet, because it fired photon torpedoes. But then again, people that make those, shit like that, they get called the ones that are toxic fans and yada, yada, yada. They used red torpedoes. The red torpedoes are regular photon torpedoes. The blue ones are quantum torpedoes. That is the way it works. They did not fire quantum torpedoes. They fired photon torpedoes.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, even the Enterprise E, the Sovereign class could fire quantums.
I'm okay with my ship still being better than this one. Enterprise E. I'm quite good with that.
Well, we didn't see any families on that ship.
No, none at all. 24. What do you got, brother?
No, I was just thinking, wouldn't that be something, let's say, like the Borg or something would make?
The Shrike?
Right, the Shriek or whatever it's called, yeah.
I think it's a bit too pointy considering the Borg
More
design.
Romulan-esque.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like I guess what I'm saying is, what happens if they're dealing with an old enemy that looked for a different way to take them out. Instead of them being known, they provide this vessel and whatever to this whatever she is, that was sitting in the chair laughing and playing with herself, and and basically like I say, you get to find out that there's a bigger person down the line, or it could be one of those things that she is the big bad guy. They go into this confrontation they're about to go through now. They are able to escape her, but you haven't seen the work she's able to do yet, and they're gonna have to meet somewhere down the line in order to have the fucking rematch. And when they do, he's gonna be fully charged with all the fucking with the whole TNG crew, and boom, it's gonna be balls to the wall, all out action.
They take on
but I think in this confrontation here, we're about to go into a third episode, and I think they're gonna get out of that shit by the skin of their teeth, and you're gonna see them again for the rematch.
Chinatsky says they had to retire the Andy Dick image because they kept sexually assaulting people.
Yeah.
Chris Persia says, forget that, Loki. It's been 20 years since the NX-01, 200 years since the NX-01, and the lessons learned by Archer for an exploration ship to go into space without being loaded to the gills. They did that in Star Trek Generations too. The Enterprise B left space dock without a tractor beam, without photon torpedoes.
Oops.
Without a medical crew.
Yeah, just a medical of slight oopses.
The medical bay, it won't be installed until Tuesday.
Yeah. Oops. Forgot about that.
Photon torpedoes, let me guess. Tuesday.
We have plenty of band-aids.
God help me.
And some Neosporin.
If it wasn't just the darkness, okay. So explain to me this. Explain this to me. If this universe is so much darker and they have had to adapt because of the Dominion War and they have gone more militaristic and all of this, why the fuck does the Titan not have quantum torpedoes or whatever the current equivalent is?
Right.
Why is it not?
It's quite simple.
Yeah.
Because when you explore, you're not going to know what the hell you find.
That's right.
So it should
Just
be armed
because
to the
you're a
teeth.
defensive driver doesn't mean you're not going to have assholes being offensive towards you. You need to be prepared.
That's right. So you don't have another incident like the what was it, the Charger, the Challenger, what was the name of the ship that started the Dominion War, where the Dominion basically
Odyssey.
Pearl Harbored it? The Odyssey? Okay, the Odyssey. The Dominion suicide rammed the Odyssey and destroyed it. It was 600 crew dead.
Yeah.
They offloaded the families at DS9, went into battle, and the Odyssey was they suicide ran it, and they didn't even have to. That was just to look how far we're willing to go. We're gonna give you a message. We're gonna show you how far we're willing to go. And they did it to the Klingons during the Dominion War. They literally were running the Dominion bug ships, the Gnats, into the Klingon Vorchak class attack cruisers and suicide running.
Because the Gem Hadar can be bred in birthing chambers.
They don't care. Yeah. They don't care.
Klingons, humans, even Romulans, it takes decades for them to mature. So it's a simple process of elimination.
Numbers. Yeah, and that's what Bashir tries to tell them.
Yeah.
He says, we have got to stop taking losses like this or we are going to lose. They can grow people in a couple of weeks. We cannot keep replenishing our numbers like this.
Yeah.
So if you were in that position, and 20 years later, you've got exploration ships running around without the proper weapons, without the ability to defend itself and fight off an attack. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that.
Well, that's why I personally find it odd that in 20 years we haven't heard a peep from the Borg. Not the Borg, the Dominion. We haven't heard a damn thing about it.
Well, they're on their side of the wormhole and we're on ours. Yeah. So
But to me, I mean, the only saving grace they might have, the only problem is they went too far, is traditionally in Star Trek, the Federation vessels are always under weaponed. Always. They're always up against something that has more guns, more. It's just a trope. Yeah, the problem is they've gone too far.
Yeah, that ship is so OP. It's ridiculous.
Well, so was the Scimitar. I mean,
it's a trope. It really is.
Yeah,
I mean, you're always outgunned. You're always outclassed.
The Federation is always outgunned. Always.
Mama needs another hit of Catch Yourself Right. And Project Cambrian, I come in peace. Yes. Yes, the movie with Dolph Lundgren where they're shooting up space coke. Yes. Yep. Hey, I'm gonna inject some white substance into you, and then I'm gonna drain you dry. And yeah. CDs of Doom. Yes. Project or Shockwave, the CDs of Doom that it shot out of her wrist. Mark the Infinitely Tired with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you so very much. Mama needs another hit of Catch Yourself White.
That's what I think every time I see her. I'm like, okay.
Thank you so very much, Mark. This one is just for you. And you know what? This is turning out to be one of my favorite skulls here on the morning show now. Skull and tuck and roll. One guy didn't tuck and roll, and the guy on the Harrier did tuck and roll. Those are your two. One didn't tuck and roll, guys, and one did. So that ship would not have had engine power enough to run all those weapons. Okay, so
big ship.
The Scimitar ran off of a special drive that used that weapon as its power.
Aileron radiation.
Aileron radiation is what powered the Scimitar. We have no idea what they're gonna do with this other ship. And does anybody notice? Okay, so underneath, let me see if I can pull up a picture of the strike because I saw this. I didn't see this last week. At least I didn't notice it. And I don't know if let's see, Picard, the Shrike. I don't know if anybody's noticed this yet or pointed it out to anybody. Let's see if I can pull up a decent enough picture of this thing.
Well, I think it has plenty of inspirations. You could say Romulan, Klingon, hell, even Breen inspirations, despite the fact that their ships are just confusing to look at. But I think the strike, what was it called? The sprite?
Shrike.
Shrike, I can never
Yeah.
pronounce. But I think the ship has plenty of inspirations.
Oh my god, what a bitch. This thing's being a bitch.
Yes.
Okay, it keeps wanting to take me to memory alpha to look at this fucking thing. Okay, so it's got techno-soul schematics, but I don't want them. I just want the picture up. Okay, there's the picture. Thank you. All right. I had to go to fucking memory alpha just to make it bigger. You guys are eating my ass here this morning. Okay. This right here, if you look at it lower, which we saw a lower picture of it this morning when we were watching this, that is almost a Galaxy class engineering section. There's the dish, except this is yellow instead of blue. And underneath that, it is almost the exact same shape as the engineering drive without the nacelles in the back.
Oh.
So I'm sure that was some kind of kit bash design choice that they did when they were putting this fucking thing together. But it's basically an engineering section. I don't know if there's something in here, some kind of weapon, because they said there was something in the hold that was unrecognizable or some shit.
Yeah,
But,
well, that circular center section is, reminiscent of a lot of different designs.
It's also the same.
Yeah.
So there's word out on the campfire that this is from the people that were in Conspiracy back in season 1 of TNG. This right here, this little design here with the pincers is the exact same thing they had in front of their mouths in that episode. They had 2 big pincers that came out in front, and those pincers connected to your nervous system and controlled you. Kind of like the Gould in Stargate, how they have the tentacles that come out of them and hook into your brainstem. These things hook into your nervous system and your spine and control you at the base of your neck.
Well, that would be one way to try to loose in.
Mark 47 says RMB nixed the conspiracy rumors. Nothing to do with them. I'm just saying that this design is very reminiscent of those aliens. So whether or not the conspiracy rumors are true or not, whatever they are, whatever is going on, I know RMB and a couple other people said, "Oh my God, you're never going to guess what it is. You'll never see it coming." Okay, no, that's great.
And it's packing, y'all.
And it's packing. Yeah. Oh my God. Well, okay, so let's talk about dialogue. Let's talk about dialogue, and then we'll get out of here. The dialogue in these shows is not up to par to the dialogue we've had in previous Star Trek. I'm just going to say that right off the bat.
No, it's not.
Since Arwen just reminded me, and thank you for that, because my brain gets scattered in a million different directions while I'm doing this. Please tell us what you mean by it's packing, y'all.
What? Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well, okay. I mean,
they say that in the episode.
Yeah. They say basically what I got is the ship is fully loaded. Duh. Okay. It's bigger than them. You got brainy Auntie there. Given all these threats, obviously she's going to be able to deliver what she means. But Fucktard actually said, instead of, "Oh my God, that ship is fully loaded, or that ship is, is fully armed, or that ship is ready to, destruct it at a moment's notice, the push of the button, it's packing." I'm just like, is there not another more Star Trekkerly way to say that? It's like, no, duh, no shit, Sherlock. And then it just, it throws the ship Those are the ship right across them. I mean, it's a powerhouse. We get it. But yeah, this in regards to this dialogue, I I had issues with that. I had issues with a lot of the way they were saying things to each other. A lot of it just was not, you know, Starfleet. It was kind of stating the obvious, and the vernacular is very today vernacular, not the future vernacular. And it takes me out of the moment. It takes me out of the moment.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean,
no. Okay, hold on. Before you go, 24. Mark 47. Mark's 47 says a few days ago, RMB did say the big reveal of the villain would be from a season 7. Season 7 was cock. We never heard of Riker's long lost sister. Oh, Picard's got a son. Oh my God.
It's the ghost. It's the ghost had sex with Beverly Crusher.
The ghost had sex with Beverly Crusher.
Yeah.
But wouldn't say which one because it was too big of a spoiler. No, if that's true, fucking shoot me now. Season 7 sucked ass. Season 7 sucked the sweat up a dead dog's balls. Besides all good things. The whole season should have just been all good things. And that should have been it. It's Picard's brother back from the grave. It's Data's mom. Fuck me.
I can't.
Oh,
Again, 2 on the nose.
The real villain is Alex Kurtzman. Yes.
Yes.
2 on the nose.
So I hope not. I hope it's God help me. I hope he's just.
It's
It's the Traveler and Wesley. So the groomer is back. The groomer who took Wesley off to groom him to be them, thou, they, whatever is back. He's pissed because the entire universe hasn't learned to use pronouns yet. But Aunt Vera, Auntie Vera with her cat brigade. You know what would be funny? That's what we're gonna get, Arwen. The cats are there. The cats are there because when those guys take their black cloaks off and their masks, it's gonna be like,
yeah.
And they're all gonna be cat people, and she's gonna have a bridge full of cats.
God, I wouldn't hate it. At least it would show some thought.
I can't wait for Moriarty to show up and do us a dance.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh wow, look like the cat people from Skyrim. Shit.
That's what I was thinking.
Khajiit.
Or not, Khajiit, not Khajiit. That's a whole nother IP. But can we say what we liked about it? Was there anything that y'all liked about it?
The ship scene.
My favorite scene is Picard going belay that order and then taking over the bridge.
Yeah.
Captain Picard returning to form, like, shit, I guess I gotta actually do something now.
Sit down and shut up, Styles. Yeah. And he's like, I'm in command now.
Yeah. I have a rank called Admiral, and you haven't freaking court-martialed me yet, so shut up.
Grumpy old Picard. That's what I want. I want grumpy old Picard.
Yeah.
You can go fuck yourself. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Picard going belay that.
About the only thing I liked was Worf lopping off all them heads.
Oh, I loved that. Just because, it's Worf. I mean, who doesn't love
humans
Worf?
never listen to me.
Yeah.
And I do think Riker was standout. At least Riker
was good.
Had some modicum of Starfleet. He was
Riker's back.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said in the back
loved
room,
Riker.
This is going to be a show of 2 crews.
Yeah.
It's going to be a show of 2 crews. All these supporting cast are going to look like they're standing still. And the TNG guys are going to just make them all look like a bunch of idiots, which they are, so it won't be too far out of character.
But if they do that, I'll be okay with that. I want them to kick ass. I want them to be Riker and Picard again. I want them, and they don't have to be the exact same, because they are older, they have developed. That's fine. Let's see that. But I want that spark, that Riker and Picard spark. And if I can get that, at least I'll be happy with that. I'm not saying that it'll make the show wonderful again, but it will make me happy. I will enjoy seeing that.
Captain Phantom Nerd, hold on, real quick. Captain Phantom Nerd throws out, Worf would never have killed that Ferengi. He was unarmed. There is no honor in killing him.
Well, unless, and this is just a joke there, Captain Phantom Nerd, but unless, he's going through another puberty and he's having violent tendencies. Hello.
Yeah.
Mark, gameplay tired with $1.99 super chat says Ensign Rowe is back and she is pissed.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that. I want to go around the panel because we've got 10 minutes left. And get a final verdict. I just want to say before that, because I'm not going to give my score. I'll give my score last. This is going to lose a point for me because it seemed to me that besides 7 of 9, every woman on the bridge of the Titan has a shaved head.
Yeah.
So it automatically loses 1 point for shaved head female crew. I'm not into females with shaved heads. If the Vulcan chick that was in there wanted to shave the dome, okay, I can get that. But then you look over and Miss Tactical Officer has a fucking shaved head. And it's like Seven and LaForge are the only 2 women on the ship that haven't shaved their domes. So it's gonna get -1 point for me for that. But we're gonna go around the panel. We're gonna start with Canuck. So we're gonna go from Canuck, Daybob 24, Ryan, Arwen, and me. So Canuck.
All right.
Tell us what score you give it and why.
All right, so for me, it's going to be a 6 because in Star Trek tradition, the first episode was better than the second. It was a 2-parter, and as is usual in Star Trek, the second part doesn't deliver 100%. We got some good parts in this episode, but we did get some crap, so we're going at a 6. Last week was an 8, so we are going a downwards trend. But again, it's a part 2 of a part 1, part 2, so I kind of expected that.
Okay, Daybob.
Well, I was very, very generous last week, and I gave it a 5 out of 10. But that was strictly because it was the first episode. And I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. But after this episode, I will have to say I can't give it any more than a 2. And that's being generous.
And that's being generous. All right. Okay. 24/7.
What's up, brother?
Give us a score and tell us why you're giving it that score.
Man,
1 out of 10, 1 out of 5, whatever you want, however you want it.
Actually, I gave it a 6.5. First episode. This one, this one gets a 4, man. And to be honest, one thing I'm just gonna say real quick that kind of pulls me out of this is that nobody has, like, the only people that you can see have respect are, like the red shirts or like just regular crewmen. As far as the higher ups from the captains on up and everything else and the ensigns and just the people that have any kind of superiority to, none of them have any kind of fucking respect for each other, man. Like they all each other like they're all dog shit, and they can tell each other to go fuck each other off. And these are, it don't matter if it's whoever in Star, and that's what pulls me out of it. That there's no sense of respect or yes sir, no sir, or whatever the fuck you're gonna say to your superiors. These are people you worked with, known for fucking decades, the whole shit. Or if you don't know them, you know of them. And it's like, but nobody doesn't give a fuck. Oh, he's yesterday's trash or whatever the fuck. It's like, come on, man. Like everybody doesn't give a fuck, man. And that's the thing, man. There's no respect. Everybody's willing to tell each other to fuck off. And that's something you don't see. Like you might have people that don't like each other, but damn, they're not gonna sit there and just talk to each other like dog shit.
Well, we experienced that in season 1, the sheer fucking hubris.
Right. But it's still it's still with that
It's still
shit,
there.
man.
It's still there.
Mhm.
Is what
Right.
you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, I agree with you. I do. Ryan, what you got?
Well, I gave the first episode 5 out of 10, given my review of the first episode of season 3 of Star Trek Picard, as a sort of okay to meh. And I haven't seen any sign of it changing. It's just a meh episode. A few high points, especially with the ships and the dialogue going in one direction, which is good. It's nice when things are able to progress from beginning, middle to end. I didn't like the Raffi subplot in the first episode, and I didn't like it in the second. So for me, it's just another meh episode, 5 out of 10. Not too bad, but not too good either. So that's my thoughts on the situation.
All right, Arwen Avalon, what you got for us?
Okay. I'm gonna give it a 4. However, I will say that to me, the saving grace for this episode was, of course, Riker and Picard, but that last 10 minutes. The last 10 minutes where, Picard finds his nuts. Riker's been trying to hold it together, and Picard, he becomes, you see that Picardness of him. And then, with the ending, that kind of sucks you in. What's going to happen? The music, that to me is all fantastic. And I don't think this was like last week. I think it was a 5 or a C plus, what I kind of equated to a 5. But here's my concern. They are relying on the beginning music and that last 10 minutes. I do not want an entire season of meh, leaning towards shit until the last 10 minutes. I want it to be consistently good. And I'm hoping that they find their feet. But if that's all we get, that is not going to do anything towards my rewatchability. Because right now, as these 2 episodes stand, the only reason I'm watching it is for this panel. I need to be able to watch a show and be excited on my own, regardless if I'm doing a review of it or not. And so far, I don't have that. So I'm holding out hope. Maybe we'll get that, but that hope is tenuous. But I give it a 4 for those reasons.
All right. So I was going to give this episode a 6. It's going to get a 5 from me, and I'm going to tell you why. Pretty much what everybody has mentioned this morning. It's going to lose a point for the fact that Shaw treats his superiors. Even a retired admiral is still an admiral. Anyone who grew up in a military structure knows about command, knows how everything works. Even if someone comes to your home, you treat them with the same proper respect you would treat them in the field or while you are working. Everything is there for a reason, and everything operates the way it does for a reason. And when you don't care about that, you insult not only your audience, but you insult veterans. And this is something that I have been saying for the last couple of years now with Project Cambrian. It says right here, this sounds very much like the anti-military sentiment attached to the Vietnam War way back in the day. Similar disregard here. They have been doing this since the end of the conflicts within the Persian Gulf. It's not as noticeable because they didn't want the backlash. So they're slowly creeping into this. Veterans are bad and we shouldn't be supporting anything military on our own. Supporting someone else and encouraging them to go do whatever, that's a totally different story. But our own people, we have to replace all of that. And you've seen what's going on. Anyway, that's neither here nor there concerning this episode, but I understand exactly how you feel, Project Cambrian. It's very much like, well, military bad and everyone else good, which goes back to, Rambo and the original ideas behind that movie and the Vietnam War.
Well, and just to interject a minute, putting on my other hat, which was the History Channel. If you look at modern history, it's crept in there. I mean, when I was growing up, you could watch a documentary where they would have the veterans who were, boots on ground, and whatever they said, people would heed credence to because they were there, boots on ground. In the modern way of looking at it, you're to disbelieve what the boots on the ground tell you, and unless they have the word historian next to their name, they don't know shit.
Okay, well, let me really quick. Let me finish. My thought here. It's going to lose a point for that. It's going to lose a point for the fact that all the women on the bridge, besides Seven and LaForge, are bald for some fucking reason. I don't get it. Let women look like women. Long, luscious locks, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, let women look like women. It's going to lose a point for the hello, Christopher. I'm Nero, anti-Vera. I'm anti-Vera, John Luke. I just whatever. I think I'd have got more if they'd have done her like we thought with the cats and the tribbles and all of that on the bridge. I could have lived with that. I could see that. At least I'd have got some humor out of that. So it's going to lose a point for that. And Rafi again. So I mean, I'm pointing out here, and I am holding on to Picard and Riker. And I haven't really got Worf yet. We haven't really got Crusher yet. We have got Picard and Riker. And it is a very buddy cop movie so far. But the rest of the crew hasn't really been there yet. So I don't like this rappy shit. I don't want any more on Planet Blade Runner. Planet Metalis is a fucking joke. Whether or not Terry is or not is yet to be seen.
Terry Prime.
So I'm like I said, it's gonna get a 5. I was gonna give it a 6, but it's gonna get a 5. I've got an invite tonight to talk about it on another channel. I haven't decided whether I'm gonna do that yet. There will be no Friday night show tonight, guys. So no late night show with Mike. Mike is super uber busy and traveling, so we will be back next week. But really quick, guys, if you have anything going on, we'll start with Arwen and go back around. Let us know what you're doing. Let us know what to keep an eye out for. Let us know any shows, anything you want to throw out there. Now is the time. Arwen Avalon.
Bougie Boozers tonight at 7:30 on my channel, y'all. 7:30 Eastern, and tomorrow VacTube. I think it's 6. I don't know if it's early or not, but that's on VacTube, and that's what we got going on this weekend.
Heck yeah. Ryan, what do you got going on, brother?
I'll be making a few videos for today, and reality-based will be live episode 53 with me and special guest the Matt Cave at 11 p.m. UK time, which is 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific. Check us out. That's my feed.
There's only one real time zone, and that's Central. 24/7. I did that just for you, Arwen.
I know you did. I know you did, Look.
I know Eris gives you shit about that all the time, so I just had to.
Real time Eastern, y'all. Real time Eastern.
No, real time is Central.
Oh my God.
You're all wrong.
24/7. What do you got going on, brother? Do you have anything coming up you want to let anybody know about?
Yeah, actually, I'll just be working on some videos as well, and I got some things that I'm trying to figure out with my channel that I'm be talking to some folks about. So yeah, I got I got some things I need to work on that hopefully will be for the betterment of the channel. And other than that, just keeping up what I normally do, just making videos and shit, being here with y'all, man. So that's all I got.
So really quick, guys, 24/7 still has his GoFundMe up. He has reached his goal. If you still want to donate, that GoFundMe will be up until he tells me to take it down. So until he gives me the word, cut it off. That GoFundMe is still up, and you can still donate. Anything you do, anything you can share, anything you can throw out would be greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so very much for doing all that you have. It's absolutely amazing. he hit his goal in a week. He hit his freaking goal in a week. So thank you guys so much. Dave Bob.
Nothing, but I will reiterate, this is not Star Trek.
Okay. Okay. I don't think it's the Star Trek we knew. No, I don't think it's the Star Trek we knew.
No.
Planet Blade Runner has made that evidently.
Yeah.
Rambling, and we have Arwen to thank for that. Planet Blade Runner, y'all.
Yeah.
And that, in fact, that's the new name. We're gonna remove Planet Terry Metalis, and we're gonna name it Planet Blade Runner, y'all. Underneath it, it's gotta say y'all in cursive with a couple of exclamation points behind it. Y'all. So. Rambling Canuck, brother.
All right, so we've got some new videos dropping probably starting Monday. I've done some live streams now. I just started a brand new series. Brought back the old Mafia game. They remastered it, and it looks so beautiful. Oh, it's just beautiful.
The Canadian gangster. The Canadian gangster.
Yeah. So they remastered it. It looks beautiful. Played it for 4 hours yesterday, so I've got some videos to make up with that. Some Fortnite. That'll all drop next week because my butt hasn't hit an editing bay yet. Of course, karaoke tomorrow night. I'll probably be doing an Elden stream tomorrow. And probably Mafia because I really like the game. Maybe even later on today because I just love driving around in all those classic cars and shooting people. Yeah, there we go. And that's about it. But yeah, karaoke tomorrow night. So.
All right, before we get out of here, because we need to get out of here. We're an hour and a half into this, and the morning show doesn't go past an hour, y'all. I have to share something vital to this community. I have to share something vital. Give me 1 second, and let me get it. So this is this is a huge message going out to this community from our good friend, Monkey Jeebus.
Oh my God. Caught in the action.
Oh my.
Out the window, ladies and gentlemen. Out the window. Snowed Up with a $2 super chat. Says Skull and Tuck and Roll and MB Geek. Dude, I almost missed it on the way out the door. MB Geek with a $5 super chat. Every time they cut to Rappy, I am like, I do not care about this character. She has nothing that makes her interesting or a reason to care. Thank you so very much, MB Geek. And thank you, Snowed Up. This one is just for y'all. Skull and Tuck and Roll. Guys, we're out of here. Take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. And if you're Arwen, have your pet spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.